You've heard about wild car chases. You've heard about the insanity of plane hijackings. But what happens when a criminal decides to combine both? Stealing a car, then taking off in an actual airplane. Trust me, this escape is so outrageous it'll make your jaw drop. So buckle up because you're about to hear the story of a hijacker who pulled off one of the most unbelievable getaways ever. It started on what should have been an ordinary afternoon in sunny Florida. Police scanners crackled to life. There'd been a violent carjacking at a shopping center parking lot. The suspect, later identified as John Doe, had just stolen a luxury SUV at gunpoint. But here's the thing, he wasn't just after a fancy ride. This guy had a plan that sounded like something straight out of a blockbuster movie. Instead of laying low or ditching the car, John Doe stomped the gas and gunned it straight toward a small private airport just a few miles away. People on the ground barely had time to react as the SUV blasted through the airport gates, right onto the runway. Eyewitnesses said it looked like a Hollywood stunt gone wrong. The car skidded to a stop, and before anyone could even shout, John Doe was out and sprinting toward a parked Cessna. Now here's where it gets truly insane. There was no pilot in the cockpit, no flight plan filed, and definitely no permission granted. But John Doe? He didn't care. He forced his way into the plane, fumbled with the controls, and somehow, miraculously, got that engine roaring to life. Airport staff scrambled, calling police and air traffic control, but by the time they reached him, the little Cessna was already barreling down the runway. Seconds later, it was in the air. And just like that, the world's wildest car chase had turned into an airborne pursuit. Inside the control tower, chaos erupted. Police lights flashed across the tarmac as officers tried to figure out what to do next. Meanwhile, up in the sky, John Doe was flying solo. And trust me, his piloting skills were about as sketchy as you'd expect from someone who just learned how to start the plane. Authorities scrambled. Word went out to airports across the state, and even military airfields were put on high alert. For the next 80 miles, the stolen Cessna bounced through the skies, zigzagging in what pilots later described as a drunken path. Some thought he might try to escape the country, others worried he'd crash into a crowded area. Finally, with fuel running low and police closing in on his location, John Doe attempted a risky, unplanned landing in a rural field outside Jacksonville. The plane bounced hard, the landing gear snapped, and the Cessna skidded to a stop in a cloud of dust. Police swarmed the scene, guns drawn. When they yanked John Doe from the cockpit, he looked more stunned than anyone, like he couldn't believe he'd made it that far. So how did he do it? Turns out, John Doe had watched dozens of heist movies and YouTube tutorials about flying small planes. He'd never actually flown before, but desperation, and maybe a little bit of luck, got him airborne. Later, he told police he'd simply wanted to escape no matter what. But was he a reckless fool or a twisted criminal genius? I want to know what you think. Drop your take in the comments below. And if you want more insane true crime stories, smash that like button and subscribe. I've got wild tales coming your way every week. Thanks for watching, and remember, sometimes truth really is stranger than fiction. See you next time.